Good morning. Welcome to another BullRush live podcast. Today is October 3rd, usually non-farm payroll day, but I actually had a little freak out. I completely forgot that the U.S. government is shut down. So I was trying to find the non-farm payroll news this morning, and I could not find it, and then it dawned on me, we're shut down. So no non-farm payroll news today, but it is a beautiful day. We got 168,185 beautiful BullRush competitors on the website. So close to that 200K mark. But trust me, I have no doubt in my mind that we are going to hit that mark. Like I said, beautiful day. Everything, the weather's beautiful. Markets are doing great. Crypto markets are doing amazing if anybody's been in crypto recently. And, we won't talk about my football team, the Baltimore Ravens. They're not doing so great. Pretty much same boat as the government right there, shut down. But it's a great week. I got a lot of news stories for you. Got a lot to cover, a lot of competitions to cover, and some leaderboard updates. We have some winners. So we're going to go through all that and more in today's show. So you don't want to miss it. As always, if you guys have anything to talk about or want to ask me any questions or give your opinions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll be reading them out loud and answering anything you have. But yeah, we got a great show for you. The whole non-farm thing kind of messed me up. I was just looking for like 5 minutes for where is this news? I can always find, for anybody that doesn't know, we run our non-squawk. Our News Squawk non-farm payroll trading competition every first Friday of the month alongside the trading competitions, or alongside the trading and Forex news, the news events right there. Unfortunately, because of the whole shutdown thing today, we don't have non-farm payroll, but we are still doing our competition. So let's check that out. Let's see what people are doing in this competition so far with no news, but still volatility. Also, drinking a nice chai latte with some, actually not espresso, some coffee in it. Very, very nice. One of my favorite morning drinks for anybody that doesn't know out there. We got 727 participants in this trading competition. And right now we got Profit Snatchy in first place with 1.40% returns. Second place here we have Uncapped Trader, 1.27% returns, only 0.13% from behind from first place. And then third place, we got my boy Sasha King Hade with 1.25% returns, only 0.15% behind from first place. This is what's really cool about these trading competitions is everybody's always so close. I mean, let's see where we get to 1% behind from first. Okay, so right here. So 10th place. So the top 10 people are 10th place is exactly 1% behind. So the top 10 people are exactly 1% or less behind from first place. And of course, in 11th, I got to give a shout out to my boy Master Terrace Ford Best. I hope you're in here. I hope you're in this this live stream. I'd like to watch you live trade here while you're on the live stream, watching me talk about you trading. So you're watching me, watching you, watching me. So this is going to be a great competition. I'm very interested to see how this goes with, of course, no news events. Anybody that doesn't know, this is sponsored by News Squawk, the fastest, the most up-to-date. They're lightning quick. I don't know what kind of wizards they have in the development behind here, but they're bringing you news faster than any other news agency, any other website, any other platform on the internet. You're going to get the news the fastest and the most accurate. Again, we don't have it today, but usually, I mean, it hits 8:30, and I'm looking on here, 8:30 by 8:30 in like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, boom, it's already populated in there. I go to some other news sites, and you got to wait, a minute, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Not News Squawk. News Squawk gets it to you before you can finish saying non-farm payroll. They'll get it to you before you can even finish saying non-farm. So very, very good. Of course, the prizes for this are always because it's sponsored by News Squawk. we're going to give away some News Squawk subscriptions. So first place gets a 6-month subscription to News Squawk. Second gets a 3-month subscription. Third also gets a 3-month subscription. And then fourth through 10th place all get 1-month subscriptions to News Squawk. I don't even know how much this is. Let's look up the Squatch. Shout out to Dan Leach. I typed in Squatch. Squawk pricing. I don't even know. News pack. Spelled it wrong. News Squawk. Whoops. News Squawk. There you go. Pricing. Let's see. Pricing. Let's get. Here you go. So it's about, depending on what you do, but single asset class, it's £174 a month. You're getting a 6-month subscription to this. So regardless, 6 months, it's going to be about, over £1,000 worth of subscription there. 3 months, obviously, you're going to get a couple £100 of subscriptions. And then 1 month, you're saving £100 to £200 there, or at least £150 there on your 1-month subscription. So all really great prizes there. Master Chairs for Best, I hope to see you in at least 10th place there so you can get that subscription. How is everybody in the chat doing? Let me know where you guys are from. I'd love to hear where you guys are from, where you guys are watching from. Let me just double check here, make sure that all of my streams are live and we are good. We're live and direct. Unstable connection here. Shout out Lincoln Park. Sorry, just had Lincoln Park playing on my live and we are good. We're live and man, I'm good looking. All right. Well, let's get into some of this good stuff. So, like I said, no non-farm payroll to talk about. Sad day. But the government is shut down. I don't remember the last time that happened. I mean, I think it was 2017. I'll look it up real quick. When was... So the last time was 2018, so I was 1 year off. So the last time the government shut down was in 2018 after Democrats refused to support the new continuing resolution in the Senate that included approximately $5 billion for the new border wall and continuing to block further attempts upon taking control of Congress on January 3rd, 2019 following the 2018 midterm elections. So yeah. Crazy. Let's get some government shutdown. 2025. Let's get some updates here. I know there's some live feeds here. Where was I looking? Here you go. Live statements. So yeah, essentially how it works every year, and I've noticed this is, or every time the government shut down, it's always because over some spending, whether it's Democrats or Republicans trying to pass a new spending bill. But of course, we're coming to the end of the year, and they failed to agree on a short-term deal to keep the government funded. Of course, the government is like a really big business. Poorly ran business, but it's a really big business that am I laggy on your guys' screen? I'm sorry, I'm just seeing myself here and I'm a little laggy on my screen. Let me make sure. I don't want to be. All right, yeah, I am a little. Let me just do something here. Let me see if I can fix my camera here. I don't know why I'm. All right, well, that looks a little better. Well, I'm just going to stop looking at myself, and you guys are going to have to deal with it. But, yes, so the government shutdown began about 3 days ago because they failed to agree on a short-term deal. Democrats led by Senator Chuck Schumer and Representative Hakeem Jeffries demanded that any stoppage funding measure, including an extension of enhanced Obamacare tax credits, Trump suggested on Tuesday that his administration could take major actions during the shutdown, including cutting government benefits for a large number of people. The Senate once again failed to pass dueling Republican and Democrat funding proposals, and key agencies are going to be affected by the shutdown. So, the U.S. Department of Labor will probably, they won't be releasing non-farm payroll, just as we've realized today. So, no non-farm payroll. NASA is keeping workers in line, and so NASA is going to continue working on the projects that they're working on. Social Security is being shut down currently, so that may impact some of those obviously people who are collecting Social Security, and yeah, home buyers could experience some delays in closing. So especially anybody who are getting mortgages through the FHA or Veteran Affairs or the U.S. Department of Agriculture loans could experience some delays during the shutdown. That's anybody who's getting your first-time home buyers loan, veteran loans. I know they get 0% down, so that'll be affected. And on average, this is a fun fact, so on average, every day of the shutdown, about 1,400 properties will be affected during their closing times. So if you just do the math there, we're over 3,000, we're almost at 4,000 properties that have been shut down or delayed in closing in the last 3 days. And the biggest immediate impact from this shutdown will be mortgage rates. So mortgage rates loosely follow the 10-year Treasury, which dropped today. So rates could come down. Also, the National Flood Insurance Program will also be affected. The program will continue to pay out claims for existing policyholders, but it won't write any new policies or new existing policies. A lapse would affect about 1,300 property sales a day, according to the National Association of Realtors. Despite the delay, the home sales are expected to eventually close when the shutdown lifts. So, depending on how long the shutdown could be, it could be just a few thousand homes, or it could be a few million homes. Hopefully, they get it figured out. Hope they get it figured out soon. So I'm looking up right now how long on average government shutdowns have lasted. So of course the most recent one, besides the one that we're in right now, it was the 2018 to 2019 case, which was a 35-day shutdown, which cost an unprecedented $5 billion. And then the longest one before that was 1995 to 1996 during the Clinton administration, which was a 21-day shutdown. So 21 days, 35 days, really hoping we don't get to that far, but we will see. And yeah, so quick rundown really quick before we move on. Quick rundown of what exactly will be closed. So first off, we have mail services. The U.S. Postal Service said it would not be interrupted by a shutdown. All post offices will remain open, according to a USPS representative. So don't worry, your mail will still get. Okay, cool. Sorry, I was just reading that. Yeah, so mail will still be open. Nutritional programs like SNAPs or food stamps will continue to run. The special supplemental nutrition program for women, infants, and children, known as WIC, will also keep going. Notably, the department said the program's continuation is subject to the availability of funding. So, of course, it will still run for right now, but if there's no new funding going into the system, it's just how much reserve funding do they have in the system. And knowing the government, not so much. So I would have to guess that wouldn't be able to run for longer than a week or so with with nothing changing unless they do some emergency funding while the government is shut down. Medicare will continue to perform full services. The agency also said it expects to have significant funding for Medicare for the first quarter of the 2026 fiscal year. Courts in the U.S., according to U.S. Courts website, the judiciary will remain open with paid operations through October 17th. Most proceedings and deadlines are expected to take place as scheduled. So that good note on that is it says through October 17th, which means, from what I can see, is on October 18th, if there's no resolution in funding and the government is still shut down, we'll still have a shutdown in courts, or the courts will be shut down at that point. Private banks will be unaffected, but public banks could be affected. Of course, economic data. The Labor Department will not be releasing economic data that was collected or published during the shutdown. That means previously expected releases, such as today's non-farm payroll report, will not come out as scheduled. National parks will be partially open. According to the Interior Department, open air sites and memorials would be available to visit, but buildings that need staffing will shutter. So what that means, any just public parks, memorials, obviously that'll still stay open. It doesn't need staffing, but any public park or memorial, museum, anything, National Museum, all the above that do need staff will be shut down, and you will not be able to go. This is some good news for anybody who has student loans in America. Federal student loans still need to be paid. However, applications for loan forgiveness, so actually not good news, sorry. However, applications for loan forgiveness to the Department of Education are expected to see further delays as a result of the shutdown. The department said it would furlough around 95% of its non-federal aid staff for the first week of the shutdown. Real funny how, the collection of the money does not get shut down, but the forgiveness applications do get shut down. They're never going to shut down the amount of, they still keep those guys who have to collect the checks on staff. But, as far as like forgiving student loans, we can fire those guys or lay those guys off. Social Security and supplemental security income payments will continue as expected. And local offices will remain open, but at a reduced capacity, so most likely 50% capacity or something like that. Schools and libraries, schools and colleges tend to see little impact on day-to-day operations during short-term government shutdowns. However, the Library of Congress said that all buildings will be closed and public events will be canceled. Most military typically will stay open. I don't think the military has ever shut down. But they've reduced some of their operations. So most military operations and veteran benefits will continue through the worker pay, though the worker pay is delayed during a shutdown, according to the Department of Defense. No new orders can be issued outside of extenuating circumstances. So if you're in the military, you still got to work, but your pay, we'll figure that out once the government is still is back in service. This is a really huge one: air traffic control and air travel. So air traffic controllers and Transportation Security Administration officers will keep working, but without pay. The Department of Transportation will stop hiring for a variety of roles related to aviation safety. This is very interesting because I'm not going to look it up because I've looked up way too much stuff and paused this to look things up. But I'm fairly certain that last time, back in the 2017-2018 35-day shutdown, they did the same thing, and air traffic controllers actually went on strike sometime in between that. So I don't know the exact timing, but I do remember planes being shut down, flights being shut down, because a vast majority of air traffic controllers were like, hey guys, I haven't been paid in 2 weeks. I haven't been paid in 3 weeks. What are we doing here? Because guess who's still getting paid? Congressmen, Senate, all those politicians are still getting paid. They can still, trade stocks and stuff even. And then last but not least, rail travel. Amtrak told CNBC it will continue normal operations of its passenger rail network. So yeah, just a quick last thing on this, just a quick rundown, is This is our third government shutdown for Trump. So just the most recent shutdowns we've had. Trump, well, actually, this one, which started on September 30th, 2025. Duration, we don't know yet. The one that started on December 21st of 2018 was 34 days. January 19th of 2018 was 2 days. And then Obama had one September 30th, 2013, 16 days. Clinton had one December 15th of 1995, 21 days. And then Clinton had one more before that, November 13th of 1995, of 5 days. Now we have a whole bunch more than that, but we're not. Actually, let me just share the chart with you. So here it is, so you can see in case you're wondering what we got going on here. So few gaps of funding, but very interesting that we've had this many in just the last 8 years. Hopefully it doesn't last as long as this 35-day shutdown. I'm hoping it's just a couple days shutdown. We're already at 3 days, which is a lot, which is a very long time to have the government shut down, but we will see. We're gonna have to lay. Oh, that's not Trump. Sorry, I was doing my Trump mag. We're gonna have to lay some people off, but they'll be the greatest layoffs we'll ever see. They'll be the most wonderful layoffs. Yeah, so. Oh, it's affected. Oh, it should not affect the U.S. credit rating. And the SEC has very little staff, so anybody committing fraud out there, it's your lucky day. But yeah. Very interesting news. Let's check out the non-farm. So this is where we were right before. Profit Snatch in first place with 1.26% returns. Let's see where we are after a few minutes of me babbling about the government, which is always fun. So if anybody remembers, this guy over here, Sasha Cade, was in 10th place when we checked last time. Now he's in first place with 2.12% returns, and he was trading gold. Second place, we got Profit Snatch. She moved down from first place to second place with 1.73% returns. We got Surajate Kataki in third place with 1.67% returns. And then in fourth place, we got Uncapped Trader with 1.59% returns. This is a 1 hour competition, so this is going to end in 35 minutes here at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Master Terrace Ford Best, let's go. I see you over here in 8th place, so you've secured, or you haven't secured it yet, but as long as you stay in the top 10, you secured one of those. Excuse me. One of those 1 month subscriptions. One of those 1 month subscriptions. So for anybody that doesn't know, it's NFL season, and we're gonna go over some NFL news for you here. But I just wanted to let you guys know about this insane opportunity here. $20, you can have the opportunity to win your share of over $100,000. Look at these. Look at these 100 smackaroos. Let me get you on the big camera. 100 smackaroos. Look at these guys. Hallelujah. I know you want. Look at that. 100. Whoa, almost dropped my mic here. Beautiful. I don't know how they trusted me with this. Put it on my head. Hello? Hello? Government shutdown calling. Exactly. So, $20, you can get your share of this, and I think so. First place is $50,000. So first place will probably get, this is about $50,000, about half, right? So first place will get about $50,000 cash, cold hard cash. That's a down payment. That's a new car, actually, not a down payment. It's a down payment on a house. That's a new car. That's a whole bunch of sugar babies. Whatever you want to buy, this is an opportunity of a lifetime is what it is, and all right here with the NFL Survivor. So $20 is your satellite entry fee. Top 10 people get a guaranteed spot in the 100K NFL Survivor competition. How does the competition work? Every week you get $100,000 of fantasy bankroll. 80% of each round the top 80% of competitors move on. Survive all 20 rounds, you make it to the final round. These are the prizes at the end of the Survivor competition. First place, $50,000. That's USD. Second place, $20,000. Third place, $10,000. Fourth, $5,000. Fifth, $2,500. Sixth through 10th all get $1,000 each. And then everybody who makes it to the final round will get $200. So if you entered on one of those satellites for $20, that's 100x that you're going to get at that final in that final round at the minimum. The minimum you're going to get is 100x if you make it to the final round. If you entered way at the beginning when we first launched this and you paid the full entry fee of $100, you still double your money, but make it to the end, and at the very least you're going to get 100x of your entry fee. Sorry. Yeah, drink some more of this coffee, I think. Other good thing is we have more prizes. So weeks 1 through 9, the first placer will get a guaranteed entry into that final round, which essentially means you won $100 cash, right? Or you won $200 cash, I should say. Weeks 10 through 9, we're going to be giving away $1,000. So we're going to be giving away $500 and a free entry into the final round to first place, $350 to second place, and $150 to third place. So that's a lot of opportunities there to just win back what you paid and more. So if you're doing your math right here, if you win first place every week, weeks 10 through 19, right? That's $500. It's $5,000. And then you win first place in the final round. That's $55,000 that you could have in your pocket for just a $20 entry fee. And when you look at these top 10 move on, and not a lot of people join that, which is only good for you because a lot of people want to go straight into the NFL Survivor. But joining the satellite rounds, you join for $20. Average 10 people join those satellites. You got a guaranteed shot of winning $100,000. All you got to do is not get disqualified and spend all of your money. So that's a really great one that we got going on right now, and you definitely should not miss that. Let's actually get a quick commercial here about the NFL Survivor, and just to kind of make you feel that ambiance, that need, just to make you really get that itch, to join the NFL Survivor. So we're going to play this ad. I'll be right back, and we're going to head into some news and, of course, lots more to talk about. I don't think the sound played on that one, but so we won't do another commercial. My bad about that. But we're back. Yes, NFL Survivor, $100,000. I got another little deal for you guys here. Right here, boom, our prop. We just recently came back from the London Prop Trading Expo, and we had some very good feedback. It really surprised me how many people did not know the difference between A-book and B-book prop firms. So every prop firm out there is essentially a B-book prop firm, right? That means they don't put your trades into market, and they're taking the other side of your trade. So if you're profitable, they lose money, right? If you lose money, they earn money, right? And essentially their whole business model is they're hoping that you bust and you hit drawdown on as many accounts as possible, so you go back and you pay that challenge fee, and you just keep paying that challenge fee, and they cash out. With us, we have a two-step prop just like anybody else. But the catch is once you're funded and you hit 10%, you hit your first 10% of profit, we automatically move you into a book account. Now the good thing here, no consistency, nothing like that once you're A booked, and you can do any kind of trading. So if you got booted from another prop firm because of news trading or any of these other BS rules, guess what? Come to us because we want that. Because at the end of the day, we're putting all of your trades into market, which means that if you're successful, no matter how you did it, no matter how you made that profit, if you made a profit, we made a profit. And, I was just talking to somebody about this yesterday. It's so funny how all these B-book prop firms say, 20-80 split, or, a 70-30 split, 75-25 profit split. And they all call it a profit split. But reality, there's no profit because there's no trades that are being placed. It's essentially a casino, and they were betting against you, and the house didn't win, and you were profitable. So now they have to pay you out. And the benefit actually from them versus a casino is they can say, hey, we're doing a profit split, so you won $1,000, but we're paying you $800 because 20% is our profit split. No, that's a 20% discount for them to pay you out, because guess what? There was never any profit. They're taking that straight from all those people that failed those challenge accounts. That's where that money's coming from. And that's also why you see so many prop firms go under, because guess what? A prop firm goes under once too many people are profitable, or I guess I should say more people are profitable than the amount of people that are failing challenge accounts. Because once that, it should be like this. It should be about like 80% of people failing challenges, 20% of people profitable. Once that starts to move and get closer, then you start seeing prop firms go under, owners moving to Dubai. I mean, I saw a prop firm the other day in London that they had, I think the owner had like owned 4 or 5 different prop firms in his life. Like, can you tell me a bigger red flag? Like, brother, why do you have 4 or 5 prop firms? Just what happened with those other prop firms? And then can you trust the current prop firm that he's with? If he's had 4 or 5 prop firms where they went under because of scamming, denied payouts, other random stuff, can you really trust a person like that? Or one, as a person, and two, as a prop firm, can you trust somebody like that? That it really seems like they're just burning and turning. You know what I mean? That's a term that we use. So, good thing about us, every other prop firm, it's you versus the prop firm. There's no market. It's just you versus the prop firm, and who's going to get that payout, who's going to cash out, right? With us, it's you, your skill, and us, our capital, against the market. We want to be successful with you. We want you to be successful with us. So you and us versus the market. And to get people interested and to get people to want to try out and move away from the dark side of these online, I just call them casinos at this point, because that's what they are. They're taking the other side of your trade and they're not putting into the market. If you're with those, you're not a trader. As much as they tell you you're not a trader, because you're not trading anything. What are you trading? You're trading fictional things up in the air. You're not a trader if you're with any other prop firm but BullRush, or if it's a prop firm that says they are A-booked, and they can tell you who their liquidity provider is. Our liquidity provider is Forex. You can verify with that. What's up, Master Tears Ford Best? I saw you over here in the new squat competition. Good luck. I'm rooting for you, brother. I hope you make it. And I already see you moving up. You're in 11th. Now you're in 8th. I'll check again here in a moment and see where you are now. And then what's up, Adams EV Bets? How are you doing on Twitter? Good to see you as well. Adam, stick in here. We're going to be covering some football news. We're going to be covering some updates. And actually, while I'm on that topic, let's get right into that. So first, we're going to cover a quick thing about Forex. Of course, got to talk quick news about Forex for all my prop traders watching. Then, because I love crypto so much and I'm a huge hodler on crypto, we're going to talk about Bitcoin and just give a couple updates about Bitcoin, and a huge I love talking about them scams. I love covering scams. We got a huge bust, crypto scam bust that came out of England, the UK. 5 billion pounds. The largest crypto bust in history to date. So, of course, we're going to be covering that as well. And last but not least, football. We're going to be talking about football, all my buddies up there in the UK, and then we're going to be talking about American football and give you some we're riddled with injuries here. The NFL is just riddled with injuries, and we're going to cover some of those injuries for you. So let's get right into it. Let's cover Forex and yeah, so, let's turn to the global currency market where political gridlock in Washington is creating ripples across Forex trading. As the U.S. government shutdown stretches into its third day, the dollar is showing signs of stabilization. Traders are closely monitoring fallout with concerns that delayed economic data could distort risk sentiment. Excuse me. Investors remain cautious, watching how prolonged uncertainty might shift appetite across major pairs. On Monday's market snapshot, the dollar-yen pair drifted to the high 148s as investors braced for shutdown impacts and awaited key U.S. reports. Over in Europe, the euro nudged towards 1.173 against the U.S. dollar, while the British pound managed modest rebounds after recent weakness. I told you I was going to keep that Forex nice and sweet. I know we don't have a ton of Forex traders here, so I wanted to make sure we keep that nice and sweet. Of course, no non-farm payroll, so we don't have that news in there, but of course, I'm sure once they release that, whether it's next week, whenever it is, whenever the government figures their stuff out and is not shut down anymore, we will cover that. Sorry, my throat is a little rough right now. Shout out chai. Shout out espresso. We got anybody from Italy over here? Man, you guys, I miss that Italian coffee in the morning. If we have anybody in Italy, drop an Italian flag in the chat. So Bitcoin surged, and this is huge. But again, I'm not surprised. I really think it's going to get toward that 150 mark by the end of the year. But Bitcoin surged past the $120,000 mark for the first time since August. Fueled by record levels of futures open interest, traders are eyeing October, historically one of Bitcoin's strongest months, with hopes for a bullish run into the fourth quarter. But even as prices climb, analysts are flashing warning signs. Market watchers caution that signals of overheating are emerging, with volatility risk rising as global macro uncertainties are lingering. Of course, the U.S. government shutdown has only added to that backdrop, and yet digital assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and Sol have actually outpaced traditional markets, drawing fresh inflows from investors looking for alternatives. And this is the big one I was talking about. Across the pond, in the UK, police announced the largest crypto seizure on record. Roughly $5 billion of assets tied in what investigators say is the biggest cryptocurrency theft in history. The case linked to a Chinese fraudster underscores just how high the stakes remain in global enforcement. So as Bitcoin sets new highs and warnings of market froth grow louder and regulators flex their muscle, October is already shaping up to be a pivotal month for crypto. Everybody knows October is pump season, and we've already seen it. We're 3 days in, and I think we've seen percentages. I mean, I was just looking at my I use we're not a sponsor, but crypto.com, and I've been checking it all week long, and just just in the last 24 hours I'm up 2% in just 24 hours. But I mean, overall, I'm looking at some of these assets that I have, and we're up major percentage points here on across all assets here. So very good looking. Kronos, which is crypto.com's coin, has been looking very good as it's had a lot of volatility recently. XRP, of course, I'm an XRPer for life. XRP is holding strong, actually has one of the biggest pumps in the last 3 days behind Ethereum. And then, of course, like we just talked about, Bitcoin is absolutely pumping right now. We are up to $121,163 on Bitcoin. So now for sports, I do have some unfortunate news, of course, out of my boys in Baltimore. But first, let's head over to the UK. I just want to say this too. I love the UK. I was just in London for the Forex, sorry, for the London Prop Trading Expo. We had our first live prop trading competition there. We crowned a champion. It was very good. It was a lot of fun. Afterwards, we went to a pub in London. We watched some Premier League football. The energy was outmatched. The brews, the pints were amazing. And shout out everybody in London, amazing city. And shout out to everybody that came and saw us at the London Prop Trading Expo. And I believe Dan Willis won first place, so he won the beautiful belt. Check it out on our social media. Actually, I'll pull it up right now here, just because I want to make sure you guys see. Make sure you guys see this. I'm always scared going into Twitter. You never know what's gonna pop up. So let's hop in here. Where are we at here? Dan Willis right here. Look at that beautiful belt. He won this amazing belt, first place. And, sorry, Dan Wallace, not Willis. So Dan Wallace won first place, won this amazing belt, and he won a $50,000 A-Book prop account. So congratulations, Dan. You can check out more. Of course, here's some more pictures of our trading competition. These were our 4 finalists on stage trading for that amazing belt there in the middle. There's your wonderful host here, Davin, on stage with I believe his name was Walid. Awesome dude, but he had about 15, 20 charts up at one time. It was amazing. I don't know how he was looking at all these charts. He was a chart master, and he almost secured that first place prize, but my boy Dan over here, his strategy, he said he was just placing buys. It was crypto, so it was on a Saturday, so of course all they could trade was crypto, and he was just pumping those buys. My boy over here was just pumping those sells, and I believe she said she was going by the vibes, so she was just going by whatever she felt was a good purchase. We also have a competition here with D&D Trading. Anybody that doesn't know D&D Trading, this is Raj from D&D Trading. We had Ross, we had Mayan from D&D Trading. Those 3 did an amazing trading competition here as well, live at the event. Huge success. Lots of people loved watching that, and I tell you, it was full of action. I learned a lot just being able to watch these professional, all 3 of them professional traders, trading coaches, being able to watch them trade and compete for an awesome prize was really cool as well. So now for the time you've all been waiting for, let's get into sports. I got a couple soccer announcements, and then we're gonna head one little bit of news out of Major League Baseball, and then we're gonna dive deep into the NFL. So let's start with Champions League, where Paris Saint-Germain stunned Barcelona in a thriller. Down 1-0, PSG battled back and clinched a 2-1 victory with Gokhan Ramos scoring the decisive late goal. The win puts PSG back in control of their group, while Barcelona are left reeling after letting it slip in the final minutes. I know how that feels, just having it slip, especially having it slip 2-1 at the final minutes. Over in Major League Baseball, the Seattle Mariners have clinched the AL West title. It's a huge moment for the franchise, but the celebration was tempered by front office shakeups. Around the league, managerial changes have made headlines, including news that Bruce Bochy will step down in Texas after guiding the Rangers back into contention. So lots of news there as well. Of course, I think the World Series will happen next week, next week, I believe. And in the NFL, it's a tale of highs and lows. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson is expected to miss Week 5 with a hamstring injury, leaving Baltimore offense in question. On the flip side, Patrick Mahomes was named AFC Offensive Player of the Week after throwing 4 touchdowns in the Chiefs' dominant win over Baltimore. I believe Lamar Jackson will be out for 2 to 3 weeks, so not good. Hoping it's 1 to 2 weeks, though. The injury bug did not stop there, though. The Colts listed wideout Michael Pittman as questionable with a hamstring strain. And in a surprise move, Colts cornerback Xavier Howard announced his retirement mid-season, saying he wanted to put his family first. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't blame him. When you're making that much money, family comes first. I mean, I always said I think my dream like life path, what I would do if I could plan it out, if I used to play football and if I was good enough, would be go play football, be like a third string or practice squad, right? Make like do that for maybe 5 years and just collect like $1 million, $1 or $2 million. They're making $500,000 a year. I had a friend that was like second string, and he was making like 850,000 as a year as a freshman, or sorry, not freshman, as a rookie. So I would do that. I would just do a couple of years, making a couple 100,000, get 1-2 million, put that into some very high yield, high dividend accounts or assets, and then just retire. Maybe start a couple businesses, do the Shaq route, maybe buy part of the Ring Camera business, and just ball out with businesses. But there were some bright spots. Justin Jefferson made Vikings history, surpassing Randy Moss with the most 100-yard receiving games in franchise history. And the Philadelphia Eagles held off Seattle to stay perfect at 4-0, keeping their early season momentum alive. Will we see another Eagles Super Bowl? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. They're one of my Super Bowl picks are the Eagles. Of course, I always got to place it on the Ravens because I love the Ravens, but one of the picks is the Eagles. I think they have a really, really nice shot, and they're obviously, I mean, they're 4-0 right now. They're looking very, very strong. One thing I'll say, though, anything can happen in the playoffs. With the amount of injuries I've seen this year, anything can happen. But that's been our sports recap. That's been our NFL recap. And of course, our crypto recap. We don't have much more. Make sure you hop into our Discord. I just wanted to make sure I showed you guys our Discord here. Pull this up. So our Discord is the best Discord, obviously. We have everything you can think of. We have sports news, sports picks. I'm not going to show you these, obviously, but we share your hottest sports picks in here. We have sports news. I'll show you the news here. So we have news feeds from all your major sports news organizations and websites. So we constantly have all different kinds of sports news, from baseball to soccer or football to NFL football to rugby to golf to cricket, even to F1. We have everything you can think of, horse racing. So all your news. And if you're a trader, we have that as well. We have Forex news, crypto news, anything you can think of, and always the most up to date. This is updating 24/7, 24 hours a day. Soon as any news organization drops some news, we drop it in here and it is updated. We also have a really cool trading bot in here as well, where you can ask for signals and charts and get a bunch of charting. And of course, we have our Diamond membership. I'm not going to click in here because we got some secret stuff in here for our Diamond members. But if you go and you join the BullRush Discord and you hit up here and you click server tag and you add the server tag like this to your name, and then DM Mr. BullRush, DM me right here, we will add you into that Diamond Club. And I mean, right now I think you can get a $10 worth of credits in BullRush, but we're dropping more prizes every week, and we'll be dropping more soon, very soon, for all of our Diamond members. So make sure you hop into the BullRush Discord. It's in the description of this video if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're watching on Twitter, anywhere else, just click the link in the bio. It's going to be one of the first links in the bio, and join our Discord. Last but not least, I wanted to cover a couple competitions we got going on. So, of course, the new Squawk Trading competition here, ending in a few minutes, about 9 minutes. We also have some single round sports competitions coming up. So we have our overall sports competition, only $1.99, $100 worth of prizes. This one covers every sport out there, whether you like rugby, cricket, football, American football, rest of the world football, basketball, baseball, whatever you like. You can join this and you can place sports picks across all those sports. We also have a Premier League weekend. This is really cool. In here, again, You can not across all sports, but only Premier League. If you watch Premier League, this is your competition. This is $1.99, but $200 worth of prizes. And yes, join that. You can win that competition. And yeah, if you love Premier League and you love placing your picks on Premier League sports, this is a great competition. I also wanted to show you guys some of the picks that we do have on the website. I think some people just don't. Whoop! I clicked my picks. Wrong button. Place picks. I think people don't realize all of the amazing picks that we do have. So sometimes they don't come up, but we do have player props. Usually player props come up a little bit closer to the games. Let's see if we can get this to load here. There you go. So we got college football. You can sort that all here by, do you want NFL, CFL, NCAA? You can, of course, click the sport up here. So right now I got all. Let's go over to NFL. Check out some of the NFL picks. So Minnesota Vikings and Cleveland Browns. Of course, we got all the spreads. We got money lines. We have, field goals, pass attempts, pass completions, which all go under player props. So I can pick kicking points over and under, touchdowns, who's going to get a touchdown, pass interceptions, pass completions, rush attempts, all of that good stuff. It's not like any of these other daily fantasy sports where you can only pick on like player over-unders. We also have straight up money lines. We got straight up spreads, and also spread alternatives. We got total points and total point alternatives. We have all that good stuff for you to pick. So if you're not in here, you're missing out. Make sure you join that NFL Survivor. $20 for $100,000 in competition. I do have a call here coming through. Give me 1 second. Let me just answer this call. I mean, you heard it there first, folks. The Monday Night Edge every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern. It's one of our most popular shows here at BullRush, and it is with the man with the plan, Dan Leach. That's one that you definitely don't want to miss. I cover some sports news, but he'll go dive very deep into that sports news. He'll give you the latest and the greatest of sports picks. He'll give you all of that great stuff. I mean, if you want to make some money sports picking, watch that show because he's definitely going to drop the script, and he has Roger Goodell on speed dial, so he gets all of those, that NFL news first. So if anybody knows what's going to happen, it's Dan Leach. So catch that show every Monday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. I don't have anything else for you guys unless you guys have some more questions for me. I'd love to hear them. But congratulations to the News Squawk News Trading competitors, even though there was no non-farm payroll today. And I will see you next week. Actually, I might see you on Monday. So if you catch the show on Monday, check it out. Monday Night Edge with Dan Leach on all of the same streaming channels that we're streaming on right now. Monday night, 6 p.m. And then, of course, check out me next Friday on this show at 9 or 8:30 a.m. I've had a great time here. I talked about this last week, but I'll end it on a quote I heard. So, laziness is nothing but a habit of thinking about the effort instead of the outcome. I heard that quote the other day. I thought it was a really great quote, and I'll say it one more time. Laziness is nothing but a habit of thinking about the effort instead of the outcome. And what I mean by that is, think about when you're sitting on the couch watching a movie, you're all snuggled up, you got your little, Star Wars blanket on you, and you're watching the newest Star Wars movie, and you're like, man, I got a cramp in my jaw. And you're like, man, it would be really nice to have some ice cream that I have in the freezer right now, right? What do? you get up and you get that ice cream, and then you enjoy the ice cream and watch the movie, right? You're not, I mean, some of you might, but you're not sitting there and you're like, oh my God, well, I gotta get up, I gotta move the blanket, I gotta go get no, you're thinking about, man, that ice cream would be really freaking good right now while I'm watching this movie. So you go up and get it. Same thing with anything in life. If you're like, man, I want to learn how to trade, I want to learn how to sports bet, I want to learn how to, I want to join the NFL. Don't think about, oh my God, I'm gonna have to get up every morning and watch all these videos, or go to the gym and work out and all that. No, think about, man, I could be driving a Lamborghini right now. I could be driving a new BMW M4 right now if I'm trading. Think about that and just do it. Just do it. We live in a world where everybody wants to focus on the effort versus the outcome, and that's why we live in a world of mediocrity, because everybody's too worried about the effort versus the outcome. And if more people worry about the outcome, all of the world's greatness will come to you. So on that note, have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, relax, reset, touch some grass, breathe some fresh air, and come back next week stronger than ever. I'll see you next week. Good night or good morning.